Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time, and this is my fabulous Friday Facebook Live. It has been a fabulous Friday, first off, because it's the end of the work week, and because the sun has been shining all day long, which is unusual for northwest Washington in the wintertime. Today, I have a darling card for you that is a tri-Z-fold. See, you can see the Z-fold there. And there's 3 branches to it. It looks complicated, but really isn't. I'm taking the directions from Connie Stevens, I believe it is. And she has a wonderful YouTube video for it, and has written up a very nice measurements and stuff like that for a tutorial. And I thank her very, very much. Saves me time. And I'm going to take her directions, and we're going to make this darling card. First off is a piece of very vanilla, and this is 8 by 11. You trim a whole sheet down, take off a ½ an inch along one long side, and you have 8 inches by 11 inches. And we are going to do some scoring. With the 11 inches at the top. Make sure I can get this in there far enough for you to see. With 11 inches at the top, we are going to score 1 3/8 inch. At 1 3/8. And then we're going to score again at 2 3/4. Just on this one end. Now she tells us to turn it to the 8-inch side, and we are going to cut at 4 1/2. At 4 1/2. So this is going to be our card base. And we're going to use this piece a little bit later. This is our card base, and we have this end, if you can see it, scored. We're now going to do the same scoring on the opposite end. So we do 1 3/8. And then 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Okay, and then we're through with the scoring. So we're going to fold with a valley fold and a mountain fold on both ends of the card base. Like that. Take our bone folder and make the folds nice and firm. Nice and tight. I'm going to change my camera slightly so you can see more of what I'm doing. That should help. Let me check. Oh, we can do it even a little bit more. Okay, so now we have a structure like this. Excuse me. And then the next thing to do is we are going to cut this remaining piece into 1 1/4 by 8 1/4. So first thing we do have to have our paper trimmer again. And we want it to be 8 1/4, and we have to make sure that we're not cutting off the scored ends. And I've got to get out the extra thing here. So we go out to 8 1/4. cut it short. Now we've got a scrap left over that we can just set that aside. Okay, now the strips are going to be 1 1/4 inches. So I like to use this side because it gives me more to hang on to. So we should get 3 out of this. There's 1, move it over to 1 1/4. And the other strip should be 1 1/4. Slightly less, but it really won't matter. And these strips will fold same way. Oh, there it is. Couldn't find the score line there for a minute. Okay, so we have the 3 strips like that. Now that's the base of it. Now we have designer series paper. We have one piece that is 4 inches by 9 1/2. And that piece we're going to cut into 1 1/8 by 4 inch pieces. So we go 1 1/8 and cut. Oh, good, you can see it. And we're going to cut 6 of them, like that. Two. Three. 4. 5. And 6. Okay, and that leaves us with one piece that's 2 5/8 by 4. So 4, and we need 2 5/8. Got to trim off just a little bit there. Okay. Now the other piece of this is 3 inches by 6 3/8, and we're going to be cutting strips. Going to cut one. We are going to cut 3 strips into 1 6 3/8. Okay. So 6 3/8, and we're going to cut 1 inch strips. We're going to cut 3 1 inch strips. Wait a minute. Yeah, 3 1 by. One. 2, and this should be 1 3/8. No, it should be 1. Okay, I hope this is right, because, oops, 6 and 3/8. Yep, okay, that's right. Those pieces, we've got these pieces, and now then we cut 3 pieces that are 1 inch by 7 1/8, by 1 1/8, I mean. Oh, no, I'm sorry. These pieces we cut into 5 1/4. 1 by 5 1/4. And this end then should be 1 by 7 1/8. I mean 1 by 1 1/8. Okay, that's correct. So rather than cut little individual pieces, Connie has already figured out what the total for the strips are. Saves a little bit on cuts. Now let's start putting this together. Let's start with these. Look. And we put one piece there, and we put one of these here on this edge. I'm going to try to match up the stripes of the plaid. So this one. That, and the last one. I don't know which is easier, just to run strip like that. Kind of, I chose this red and pink gingham for the paper because it looks like a picnic cloth, tablecloth. Ah, come on. Dang, now it's curled. Looks like a picnic tablecloth. And I think the bugs are having quite a picnic. There we go. Okay, now on this one, we're going to put strips here and here. I hate to waste all the cute mushroom pattern on the back. And since I used a lot of this tablecloth pattern, I think I'm going to have to order me another thing of this paper, another package, because it is so cute. I considered using garden green for the base, but kind of decided not to. Okay, and you know what? We have this leftover piece here that is 4 inches by about 2 5/8, and it's going to fit right in the center here. I almost forgot about that. Okay, so now let's start the Z part. Put some adhesive here and some here. Line it up right like that. And it's going to come right down to this fold, to this score line. It's a little bit long, so I'm going to trim just a touch off so that it still folds well. There, that works. So it's going to fold up like this. And then this side folds like that. So we're getting something like that. Okay, put the top one on. Same way. Make sure it's straight. Again, it's a little long. That folds nicely. This corner wants to poke up, so I'm going to try putting just a dab of multi-purpose liquid glue there. Just a dab. Don't want it to mess up the mechanism. Oops. Okay, so it folds like so. And you can fold it either way. This way, it's still a little long. Okay, now we're going to put the other one on the opposite direction. This is the third Z fold. And we put it on here. This time I make it so it's equal spaced in between the other two. And I'm going to trim off again a little bit extra here. This doesn't matter, it doesn't show, because we'll be covering it up. Well, that's not very straight. Let me try again. That looks better. So this pops up like so. And it does fold up. One way or the other, it should fold up. Well, I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit because it's a little bit long. Because you do need to be able to fold it to get it into an envelope. So if we go this way, doesn't want to go that way either. Okay, let's see, what do we need to do? That's 5.5, so it's got to be that way. There, now we got it. Just have to kind of force it a little bit, but it'll go. And you can probably force it the other way too, like that. You have to train it. That's what it is, you have to train it. Okay, now we've got some blank spaces there, and we have these two pieces to go in here like so. One on the other side. Come on. Stampin' Seal's great, except when it isn't. And if you were really being very careful, you could probably line those up so that the stripes ran. The plaid works perfectly all the way. And this piece goes here in the center. Like so. That worked out very well. Now comes the fun of decorating. So we can make it fold up like that. Okay. Kind of cool, the way they fit together like that. So the paper comes from this suite called Cute as a Bug. And it includes the stamp set, Sweet Bugs. Has all kinds of little bugs on it. And it has a coordinating die set, Sweet Bugs. And you can cut out many of these images like that. There's this one to cut out the lilies of the valley. This one for the bug. There's one for this cluster. There's one for this, for the watering can, but it doesn't include the sprinkles. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Then there is one for this image. And we have one for the single flower. We have an extra piece for leaves and a stem. It has an extra piece here for this that you can put a flower on top of. Oh, this flower. Here, let me do it this way. So you have the flower. So you can create a 3D flower, a die-cut flower. And it has a couple of mushrooms. And the greetings are, hello, friend. Love you lots and spread joy. My goal this year is to spread joy as much as I can. And so this is going to be my theme for it. There's also dies for these 3 bugs. And I want to show you that they cut out images from one of the designer series papers. And I'll show you how I do my dies. I order the magnetic sheets, and these are 30 mil magnetic sheets, and I just put them on the card that they come on. Actually, this one I reinforced with a piece of card stock from the paper pumpkin kits. They come packaged with this piece of firm cardboard, and I put it on the back because even so it was kind of floppy, and I like these to be able to stand up straight. So put that back in there. And the designer series paper that it works with is this one. So cut out those. On the back side, turn this over. No, the back side of the plaid or mushrooms, so you could cut the mushrooms out like that. This would cut out the caterpillar, and this cuts out the 3 mushrooms. You can get the single flower cut out like that if you want to. The bugs, you'll notice it's one die, but it cuts out all 3 separately. Turn that around like that. And let's see, what else? I've cut out this bug that's reading the books. Reading the book, I should say. And I have cut out the bee. There's one over here that's pouring. It's the same bee. And the die for the pitcher, for this watering can do that. I didn't cut it out with the die. I fussy cut for that. And then we've got a couple more bugs. Got this bug. And we've got this bug, but not this bug. Oh, we gotta get this back in here. What's really nice about the new design of storage is that it has a picture on the front here so that you can tell what dies you're supposed to have. it helps if the things are getting lost. Well, one of the other things, so with the stamp set, I reinforced with a piece of that cardboard too, so it wouldn't flop over, because I store these in a bin. But what I wanted to show you was, I had debated about keeping it fastened in here, but I thought maybe I want to have it out, not have this in the way. So I have left it loose, but I thought, what happens now if I get separated from this container, from this, and it's just laying there? What set do we have? So I labeled it with my labeler on the back. Can you see? The other thing I did for packaging was, before I took any of them off the heavy stuff, I inked it up and I stamped on this, just folded it over like that. And when the ink dried, I applied that lighter weight window covering to this to protect the ink. And I'm really quite happy with the way it's working. Oh, a couple more dies to put away. These are so little, you really have to be careful, because you can lose them easily. And some of the die sets have, or at least they used to, I'm not sure whether they still do or not, but they have a number on them that corresponds to the number here. Sorry, the number down here. But these are so small, I'm sure they can't have a number. So I fussy cut some of them, and some of these I did by hand, with the dies. And it wasn't until after I cut some out, die cut some, that I said, hey, if I put adhesive sheet on the back, I don't have to do all this little tiny dabbing with multi-purpose liquid glue. That would be so cool. So could put it either way, but it's kind of designed to go this way. You have to be kind of careful what you put in the various spaces, because it has to be able to be closed. And if I were to close it this way, you can't go beyond the fold there, either way. Okay, so there's that. Now I fussy cut the bee. I fussy cut out the sprinkling can and the water, because I wanted to have the water on there. Now, where's my bee? And this one doesn't have the adhesive in the back either. So I just kind of randomly cut out. Oh, gotta position him so that come on. There. And the watering can, where'd you go? It does have. No, it doesn't either. Fortunately, this particular bottle of multi-purpose liquid glue is behaving. It's got to have something to water. And I cut out with the die this flower. I think it has. Nope, it doesn't have adhesive on the back either. But this is okay, because it doesn't have a lot of fine things to cut. We'll put him right like that. Just watering it. And then across the top I have the Bugs on Parade. And I know that they have adhesive on the back. Thing I like about the adhesive sheets is even if you get some of it on your fingers, it's easy to just roll it off. So the leader of the parade is here. And the guy with the flag. These are cheerful looking little ones. They're not protesting. They're just having a parade. So the thing I like about this particular designer series paper is that it is so cheerful. There's that one. And this guy's saying, hey, he's doing the waving for everybody. Come on. Now this is a fairly detailed type of card. You could not put all these little embellishments or these little images on. You could just have designer series paper with a greeting, and that would be still quite good, quite entertaining. And these guys are going to have a picnic. Now you see, it clears, this clears this one here, so it'll be okay to use. They're all set for a picnic. Looks like I put my flower down a little low. I have 2 more bugs. One's reading a book. That's a little sticky. I don't want it to impede the opening and closing. So I have an embossing buddy. This is an old one from years gone by. But if you order the heat embossing tools kit, you'll get one. Or you can go down to a local store and just get one. And that takes, the powder takes the stickiness off. There we go. If you don't have a take your pick, you are really missing out. Well, and that one also I'm going to have to because I put adhesive sheets on the back of it. This part up here had adhesive. Let me see, I think I have kind of sticky here. Take the stickiness off. That helps a little bit. And I could possibly use an adhesive eraser. Oh, I did have one more bug. So let me see. Let me stamp the greeting first. I have a piece that is 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4. And the greeting is Spread Joy. I'm going to use the Mossy Metal stamp pad, which is one of the colors in the suite, in the designer series paper. Let's see if I can get this done nice and neat. Good enough. Now on my sample card, I put it at this end because I had a big image there. Since I have a smaller image here, I can spread this down this way And I can still put, he's got sticky on him though. I could put him in here. I think I'll put him right here. He'll show up best there, I think. Okay, come on. Yeah, see, he shows nicely there. And we'll put the Spread Joy with a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's get it straight. There we go. Now, another part of the suite, two other items for the suite that I haven't told you about yet, are these epoxy ladybugs and little clear dots. So we're going to use some on this. And it also is this wonderful rickrack. It's really soft, and it ties into a nice little bow. But I'm not going to use it on this one because I don't want anything to mess with the thing, with the action. But I'm going to put the ladybugs on the label here. And I got to do it in threes. Right now these are sold out. Let's see, where should I put the other ladybug? I think I'll put her up here. There. Now on the back, there's a piece of the Designer Series paper that is 5 1/4 by 4 to make a border. Like that. And then this is 3 3/4 by 5. And before we do anything with this, let's stamp a bug or something on it. Make it a little decorative. What should we put on? I think I'll stamp the little mushrooms. And I'll use pecan pie ink. I think that should be enough. I'm I'm tempted to make a whole border, but I think I'll just put those two in. What the heck? Make a border, at least clusters of 3. There, what the heck? There's still room to write your greeting. And if this were a card I was sending right away, I would write the greeting before I stuck it down so that if I messed up on the writing, I could turn it over and redo it. But there you are. There's the back, and here's the front. And it has taken us I don't know how long it's taken us, but at any rate, it's not a card that you would want to make in short notice because it takes all the decorating. It takes a little bit of time, but it's well worth it if you've got somebody special to send it to. Thanks for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. If you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is soggystamper.com, and if you go there, and in the upper right-hand corner is a Shop 24/7 button, and you click on that, and that will take you to my online store, which is creationsbysue.stampinup.net. And if you need any of these supplies, it's a new catalog, and you don't have a catalog yet, and you don't have a local demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you a catalog. Just email me your snail and mail address and your phone number, sue@soggystamper.com. I'd be happy to send you one. I would love to be your demonstrator. So just contact me if you need supplies and would like to order. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next Friday at 4 o'clock, hopefully, with another Fabulous Friday Facebook Live. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.